Blue Collar Boxing is coming up November 27th, right? November 27th at the Baxter Arena. It's going to be a good time. We have Dan Stolinsky, who is, now you are the organizer, right?
I'm an event organizer for this event, yeah, and I'm also helping the fighters train.
You are the organizer, okay? Just, yes.
Okay, yes.
And speaking of fighters, we have Dan Smith, who is actually fighting in the Blue Collar Boxing. You look like you're pretty serious about this. I mean, you got kind of a serious look to you. So, is that part of your like intimidation plan, or
no?
No.
I got a serious face, but I'm a pretty laid back guy.
So for people that don't know what Blue Collar Boxing is, fill us in. What's this about? What's it for? And so people can kind of know about it, so they can go to it, because I know it's a great event. I've been to it.
You bet. The day before Thanksgiving at Baxter Arena, November 27th, doors or the fights start at 7. It's a USA boxing event that has the union trades fighting each other. It is put on by the United Way of the Midlands and the Omaha Federation of Labor. They've been working together since 1941 to raise money for the community. This year, they decided to put on this fight. It's a sanctioned USA boxing event, and it pits the different union trades against each other. So the different unions. So, for instance, the electrical workers versus the iron workers.
Okay.
Steam fitters versus plumbers. A lot of job sites around the area have a lot of different trades, on the site. There's a competitive nature between those trades, and we're gonna duke it out and see who the champs are.
Dylan, what trade are you representing here?
I'm a proud member of IBEW, Local 22 here in Omaha.
So what's IBW?
IBEW, they are Electricians Union.
Electricians Union. So you make the good bucks then, right? Yeah.
Can't complain.
Can't complain. I did construction for a number of years. I was never a member of a union because I was one of those lowly framers. So I built house into construction. So we weren't, we were in the bottom ring. But I can only imagine how competitive this gets. How long do these bragging rights last for you then, Dylan? Like, do these last a lifetime? Is it, up until next year when it happens again? Or like how big are these bragging rights?
For me, I'm going to be milking it for the rest of my life. At least to the next year. I'm probably going to do next year, too.
Now, have you fought before? Have you done any fighting before?
No, I have zero experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long have you been training for this then? Because I imagine there's a lot of training that goes into it for your first time.
It's about April.
Since April? And then Are you just doing like a Rocky montage where you're just doing every ridiculous obstacle course, CrossFit training routine you can get your hands on?
That's what it feels like.
We have some local meat lockers that they're letting us.
Yeah. So what's the one piece of training that you just dread the most right now?
Running.
The running?
Yeah.
The cardio?
Yeah. I didn't take it seriously. The trainer told me, hey, man, you should really run. I didn't listen. Now I'm regretting it because I didn't realize the importance of running. Yeah, well, it's the most important thing.
And it's crazy the different types of in shape that there are. There's like in shape like for people who play on stage and perform like musicians and stuff, and then that's a completely different type of being in shape for this type of a thing. Where the cardio you don't think about, but man, like you get so winded. Because you're using every single muscle in your body and your brain mentally.
Absolutely.
After a round of fighting, you're close to exhausted if you haven't prepared already.
Yeah,
so
mentally exhausted and physically exhausted.
Yeah.
It's very taxing on the body. People talk about being in shape.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of shape.
I mean, this is almost like I think of those like Ironman competitions where it literally tests every aspect of who you are as a human being.
Absolutely.
Is that kind of how it feels for you right now?
Yeah. It's 3 minutes. You think, 3 minutes, not that long.
Yeah.
Whenever you're in there, feels like an eternity.
Yeah. So with this being like an actual sanctioned event, like how many rounds do they go? How long are the rounds? What are the rules for the fights?
Right. USA Boxing, it's 3 rounds, and all of the athletes in this particular event are elite athletes, which means that they're 41 or younger.
Okay.
And generally 35 and younger for this particular event, which means that they will have 3 2-minute rounds.
Okay, so you hear that? You're an elite athlete.
So yeah, it's sanctioned by USA Boxing. There'll be USA Boxing refs and judges. Totally legit. We're going to use 16-ounce gloves for safety reasons. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I was really surprised with how many great athletes there are. that are involved in the trades, and we're seeing that right now.
Yeah, when I was doing my framing, I remember we did I always got into like competitive, not professional. I was nowhere near professional. Competitive powerlifting, and that was like a thing too. And like it's amazing in all the different trades. You're right, of like seeing these guys who they work a trade and then at night they have a hobby and they get serious about it.
Right.
And that might be lifting weights, it might be running, it might be training for a fight. So I can only imagine, because like I've been on a lot of job sites. I've seen some of those guys who are just built like a what brick house.
Right,
I mean, they're
absolutely.
just solid. So
and you working in construction, that you work all day.
Oh yeah,
you put in a solid 8, 10, 12-hour day, and then on your time off,
you're
doing more physical stuff. So these guys are so committed at what they're doing, they don't leave anything on the field.
I'm curious, like how much food you're having to eat. That's what I dreaded the most. I remember, because you're right. You work all day long, like 10, 12 hours. You got to consume food just to have the calories to do that manual labor. And then on top of that, you're training. You got to not only maintain that muscle mass, but you want to build it, and you got to, make sure you're giving yourself enough fuel to train. It's like, how many chicken breasts and cans of tuna and protein shakes are you downing every day?
I resorted to cheating. I eat like pea soup and stuff. And
okay.
Also,
donuts.
Yeah, that's the cheap fuel right there.
I'm so sick of chicken breast.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I know. I can't. That cans of tuna and eggs. Oh my gosh, so much of that. It was just did not enjoy that part of training.
My fiance loves the smell in the house now.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm trying to think, how can I phrase the smells that come with that kind of a diet? But yes, you're right. What weight class, by the way, are you fighting in?
Light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight. So what's that? I don't know.
Weigh 180 right now.
180. Okay. So man, I'd be like a super heavyweight then.
Are you 200 plus?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God, that doesn't make me feel good. Oh boy. Okay. So Dan, one more time, like for people who want to get tickets, and where's all the proceeds and funds for this going? Like what's kind of
all the proceeds are going to United Way of the Midlands, and in partnership with the Omaha Federation of Labor. The money will go towards community outreach. With United Way of the Midlands, 92 cents of every dollar is spent here locally in the community.
Yeah.
If you go to www.bluecollarboxing.org, you can purchase tickets online, or you can go to Baxter Arena, and you can eliminate that surcharge with Ticket Express.
And I believe you have the details up to at sweet985.com for everybody, so people can check that out. But yeah, it's a great event. It's the money is going to a great cause, like you said, all that money. Because there's a lot of organizations like, where's all this money going? Well, it's going right back here into our community.
Absolutely.
And we're going to settle some scores here, I think, right? I mean, yeah.
We also have a weigh-in event on November 16th at Stocks and Bonds. And
yeah.
Open. That's on 84th and Park Drive, and you'll get the chance to meet the fighters. They'll be doing a weigh-in, squaring off, little photo op. But you can see the guys who are actually putting the blood, sweat, and tears into this event.
Yeah.
Again, Stocks and Bonds, 84th and Park Drive, November 16th. The doors open at 6. I also would be remiss if I didn't mention our sponsors for this event.
Yeah, for sure.
Because without the sponsors, we're just putting on it. Yeah. Our title sponsors, TransCanada. OPPD is a gold sponsor. We have Building Omaha, Baxter Auto, Battle, NP Dodge, Smith & Kroger, the Omaha Steam Fitters Local 464, the Plumbers Union Local 16, and then all the fighters, the unions that the fighters are coming from. We have the Iron Workers Local 21 represented, Plumbers Local 16, Sheet Metal Workers Local 3, the IBEW Local 22, the Insulators Union, the IBEW Local 1521, which is the MUD Workers, Omaha Professional Firefighters Local 385, and believe it or not, IATSE, the International Alliance of Theatrical Stagehand Employees.
Wow.
As a fighter.
As a fighter. I didn't even, that's a union. I didn't even think about that.
Absolutely.
So last question I want to ask you, and either one of you can chime in on this. Who is, out of all the fighters this year, who is the Conor McGregor? Like, who is the guy who's just talking trash, causing problems, and like maybe at this weigh-in, there may be an incident where they have to hold somebody back?
I'm gonna go with our premier fight.
Okay.
It's the super heavyweight. It's the last fight of the night. Two guys that have worked really hard. It's International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 22, heavyweight, and an iron worker Local 21. So that's gonna be a good fight. That'll cap the night off, and we'll have to hold people back.
I can't even imagine like if I had to go through the training you're going through right now. I mean, like at one point in my life, I loved it. That point is long past. It is gone, and I don't know. So I can't imagine the work you're having to put in, Dylan, to get in shape for this and get prepared for this. So props to you for doing that, man. I mean, even just stepping in the ring takes courage.
Absolutely.
And a lot of work. So look forward to seeing you fight. I look forward to this event again. Bluecollarboxing.org is the website.
Yep.
You can check that out. Sweet985.com. Dan, Dylan, thanks so much for coming in and talking with us today.
All right, thanks for having us.
All right.